for today who are patiently waiting for their cocktails from Punch, Juice and Cocktails. Welcome again, gentlemen and lady. Would you allow the lady to speak first? You would?
No, the gentleman.
The gentleman. Okay, but Immaculata, you were married.
Yes.
So, I mean, the whole time when you were saying, I'm wondering how long it took to date your husband before he put a ring on it, finally. How long did it take?
About almost a year.
Almost a year. How did it start?
Okay. I mean, phone conversation.
Okay.
Dinner, lunch, outing. And spending more time together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's, eventually he put a ring on it. Yeah. Did you term that moment as dating? Is that what you called it? The whole time he was taking you out, for lunch?
I mean, the early part, yes, I called dating. When it got serious and we had an idea where it was heading towards, I call it courting.
Okay.
Because it got serious, and at a point I had to spend more time because I wanted to get to know who I was dealing with.
Okay.
So for me, I wouldn't term the early point, dating, because if you meet somebody, in my opinion, and you have some lunch, dinner, 2 weeks, 2 months thing happening with the person, I would just call it dating. And that is necessarily not to say the person should, move to the next
next level.
You might find out you're not even interested in the person.
So for you, getting to know the person at that stage, that's what you call dating?
Yes.
Nana, do you agree?
No.
No? Well, okay, so...
anything that happens before marriage is dating.
Anything that happens. So from marriage, the moment you meet to the moment you start talking, till even after he puts a ring on your finger, it's still dating. Yeah. No, as in promise ring and all those things.
So anything that happens before the actual marriage is dating.
Okay, Counselor, what do you think as well?
Thank you very much. Cherry, good afternoon to those watching.
Yeah, we receive it.
I was just trying to listen to the two of them. Dating is not a relationship.
Okay.
It's not.
What is it?
Dating is fixing time, dates, place to have the demographic data of an individual.
Okay.
So before you have the intent that I want a relationship, the first thing you need is not dating.
Okay.
But it's pre-marital counseling.
Wait, start again. The first what?
The first thing one needs so you could have the intent for marriage is not dating, but pre-marital counseling.
So the moment I meet you today and I think that maybe I would want to marry you, I should jump into pre-marital.
That is where the error is. That's why most girls are still single.
And guys are single too.
Well,
yes.
Guys cannot be single.
They are single.
Oh, they are not?
Nana is single.
Oh no, I mean, if you meet people like Nanaya who are single, they are not beddings. Like when you meet a lady at a stage that are single.
They are still not beddings.
I'm sorry, but
they are the biggest
single bedding.
I mean, if you get to the stage where you've gotten to where you are a lady and you are still single, I mean, because your distance from MFS is so close, so you are a bedding because you are created for marriage. Let me continue.
Okay, we're listening.
Thank you. The two ladies just said we're listening, so the rest of you to keep listening. You see, what I'm trying to put across is that with a pre-marital counseling, let's forgive some of the churches that have gone wrong, that they are polluting the up-and-coming youth, that when you find somebody who is interested in you, come for counseling. That's what the challenge is. But as you work as Berla, that you're not married, what you need now is pre-marital counseling. It is when you are able to discover yourself that you can introduce yourself to a very prominent guy who you think is qualified for you. So then dating comes in because I want to know who Berla is. But knowing who Berla is, I've also gone for my pre-marital counseling. Berla has gone for it. So as I'm working, I know what I want to take home. Okay. I know within my timelines, as an ewe, I don't want to marry a gun. Okay. So even if you have everything that it takes to make you a husband, what disqualifies you that the family will frown on is that you are a gun.
And you should know that.
And that happens when you are doing self-discovery. It is not when I meet you and ask who is your father, and you come and tell me, I've not known my father for 20 years, and I don't want us to discuss who my father is. But when you go for pre-marital counseling, before you have the intent to date, it gives you that green light that you have dealt with every issue. Your father is this way, So when I meet you, you cover places not to discuss. So I won't get stranded when I'm going to do knocking. But we do knocking over the head of people before you know that they don't even have fathers. They are living with their stepfathers. They are living with foster parents. So I'm saying that the dating thing is not a relationship. That is why when somebody is dating you and they have access to have sexual intercourse with you, you have to get money because you are practicing prostitution.
Okay, we'll hold on to that part of the conversation because I didn't expect prostitution to be a part of it.
No, it's part of it.
I don't think so.
No, once you have sexual intercourse while you're not married,
it's not prostitution.
But it's what?
No, it's not prostitution.
No, it's what? I want to learn.
It is not prostitution.
So I want to learn. What is it?
Nanaya.
But if you help me, you go for it. If it's not prostitution, it's what?
It's not prostitution.
So it's what?
I'm sorry, but it's quite unfortunate that you.
No, so it's what I want to learn.
Prostitutes.
It's what?
Who is a prostitute?
So you don't know who a prostitute is?
Wait, who is a prostitute?
Anybody who gives sexual intercourse in exchange of gift, pleasure.
And not everybody does that. There
So
are people
nobody
who
has
do
sex
it professionally. For money, they are different. Now, if
so
you're not doing it professionally, let's not.
Ashawo is good. Okay.
No, let's not do that on TV. It's family. It's family time.
Nana, I'm not talking to families.
Wait, counselor, relax.
You're not going to tell me what it is, so I'm still here.
Nana, I don't know if you agree with counselor to a certain point or you agree the whole 9 yards. What he's saying.
I think like 90% of what he said, makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly, people confuse the fact that once you're dating somebody, sex and stuff like that needs to happen. And I have always been of the opinion that dating is just a period where you need to know this person and see if the two of you are compatible. So if you're going to be introducing sex or making it mandatory that once I am dating, I for hammer, then it muddies the water. It takes the focus off everything that both of you are doing. Yeah.
So does it mean that dating and going on a date are the same in this instance?
Going on a date.
Yeah.
So going on a date, the intent behind going on a date,
the motive.
The basic thing is that word date is the same thing. So when you're going on a date with you, it is because I have something I want to take from you, something you want to take from me, excluding sexual intercourse.
Okay.
Because that's when you're going to go have a date with a girl, he says, my girls want to join. Because the first thing is that they think that if they go alone, something will happen. So I'm saying that dating doesn't include anything within that level. I want to know who is Berla.
Okay.
Tell me more about yourself. And the reason I'm doing that is because I've gone for premarital counseling to see if you fall within the categories I want, so that I don't waste time with you. That's why we did one person for more than 14 days in a year. You are begging to society.
Bella, I really want to ask, is it very normal to have premarital counseling? Have you heard of that? Is it normal in our Ghanaian society?
It's not. I haven't even heard of that before.
I have not. Has your mother ever?
If their cocktails are ready, kindly.
No, has your mother ever spoken to you about marriage before?
Oh yes, she has.
Has your mother spoken to you about marriage before?
Yes.
So what is that?
But I thought you said that premarital is when you actually
and then you have to find yourself and all of that.
You don't understand. Premarital counseling, your intent to marry, there should be that preparation towards it. And it started regularly from our parental home. But there comes a time that...
Because everybody has that, I'm sure.
No,
look, a lot of people then, if we're talking in terms of advice from mother...
Not advice. We're not talking advice.
So
advice
is different from counseling. Counseling is what?
Counseling is not advice.
What is it?
But where you can... My mother has not held a counseling session. No, I'm saying... She never held a counseling session.
Thank you, but whatever she tells you is what provokes you to look for that professional service.
A lot of people have it. If that is what we're saying, a lot of people have that in their homes, where I'm sure your mom will tell you, oh, Bella, look out for this and look out for that. If that is counseling you're saying...
No, I'm saying that it provokes you to go for premarital counseling. Bella, one of the mistakes we're all doing to ourselves is that people can walk to a doctor and lie to the doctor they are 13 whilst they are 18. It doesn't affect the doctor. It gives you a drug that is supposed to be taken by 13 years instead of 18 years. So I'm saying that there are people you have to go and be vulnerable before. A lot of us are with our parents that there are things that we have done that we can share with them to help us. Yeah. I meet girls whose mothers will come with them and the mothers think that this my daughter has never had anything to do with the man before. But some of them have gone through safe abortion. Safe abortion, genuinely.
So I think for me,
you understand? So you want to get to a place to open up and discover who you are.
The advice should go towards, what we have to say to young girls or, to ladies, because you say their time clock is ticking. So now it's to tell them, okay, if you see this person, like Naya said, you don't introduce sex.
Yeah.
Dating
no, that's not what I said. I'm saying that know who you are before you see Naya.
Yeah.
So how do you see Naya? How about if I'm just at an event, I'm 21, I'm 22, and I meet somebody. I I'm attracted to the person.
Do you know yourself?
You see, you're not understanding what he's saying.
Do you know yourself?
You need to find yourself.
Should we all have to find ourselves?
Everybody needs
to. No, realistically, how long does it even take us to find ourselves? As I'm here now, I'm still doing introspection some days. With regards to, yes.
So I gave you the places you should know. Who are you? Where are you coming from? Which family
do you have access to all of those?
But if you don't have access, then you should
like right now.
No, but it's
like right now.
It's a gradual process.
It varies with everyone. You don't even find yourself like.
It varies with everyone.
At the end of the day, you don't find yourself like.
I like those who have read psychology. Most of them are psychologically.
Because if you say find yourself,
so I'm not surprised. A lot of psychologists have problems, then they need problems to solve their problems.
What we're trying to say here.
When you say you do psychology,
not everyone.
Wait,
do
you know yourself?
To some extent.
To some extent. There's an error.
No, there's no error. To some extent.
What's your name? What's your name? Then you mention my name.
No, those are basics.
They're not basics.
Counselor,
no,
to know oneself
is
basic.
Let me help this girl.
Even career choices, you need to know yourself.
You might be able to figure yourself out in secondary school.
This is why the marriages are not
or
standing.
in university. Someone will
in the media.
Listen.
All those in the media, they all have the intent of one day becoming a lawyer. But I am telling you what I'm telling. When I'm saying things, do your own research and come back. I'm saying if you get 10 people in the media, 8 of them, their focal points at the peak of their journalism is to do law.
I see.
So you marry a young media guy because you have intent in your head that in future, one of the people I don't want to be too is I don't want to be a lawyer. But all of a sudden, he comes up and he's doing lectures and want to tell you that I want to become a lawyer in future. And this is because we meet people who they themselves, they don't know where they are going 10 years from now. So I'm saying that for you to have a stability and know what you want, discover who you are. If you don't know yourself, can you tell somebody who you are?
10 extra years after turning 22, I should take 10 years to discover myself.
And that's why
this girl still has a problem.
I do have a problem.
You are not watching the TV.
My point here is that, like she said, it takes people different times to figure themselves out.
No.
It will take someone.
Yes.
No, that's a lie.
Yes.
Then it depends on your upbringing. Because Bella, don't you know your name? Don't you know the family you belong to?
That's basic. That's what Makalasa is saying.
When you say it's basic, the foundation is what I need. I don't need your leaves. So I meet you, I'm having a date and want to know who you are. And even you yourself.
Those basics
at your stage.
Those basics.
No, at your stage. You don't even know your
basics you're asking for name, blah, blah, all of those tiny details. Don't take enough. Time to say, oh, I'm dating someone. Basic that he's talking
Somebody's lifestyle was turned over because he went for a date and this, can I have your full name? And that provoked her to go and look for who she is. And lo and behold, the guy sitting in front of her, was a sibling.
So how long
so you
did
don't know the important. You see,
I told you then that takes more than 2 years.
I'm saying that for you to become a better human being on earth, discover yourself first so you can introduce yourself to others. Yeah. Bella, if you are peptic ulcer, and I'm sharing food, and you yourself, you don't tell me you don't take pepper. All of you are drinking, but I tell you this thing doesn't work with me, so I'm not taking it. But it's ready to do for me. Is that not it? If I don't say it, won't they give it to me to drink? So if I don't know myself, then I can't even go for a date and take water. So I say that for people, our problem is because we ourselves, we are surprised when we get drunk. But you should know, say,
yeah.
What must I say? I mean, so I tell people, if you don't know yourself, the problem in all bad marriages is that people we have don't know themselves. There are people to do a marriage don't even know who their father is. So you are with your husband and you are producing children, and the original husband or the father of your husband's father, you don't know. So your children don't even know their grandfather. So we don't even talk about grandfathers because it's a no-go area. I'm saying that know yourself so you can know who can handle you for the rest of your life.
Okay, Counselor, let's take a look at this from the cultural aspect and the social aspect as well. Let's define it in both ways.
Good.
Culturally, what is dating, and socially, what is dating? Nana, you can join in if you have,
let him.
So when you say culturally and you say socially, remember that the social standard of every society is based on their culture. So culture is the way a group of people live, think, eat, and dress. So socially, there are things that by your culture, there's a particular form of dressing that when you come up with it, all of a sudden people say, hey, today are you wear a fugu, hey, today are you, so it means that your outlook depicts who you are from the point, from the social point of view. So when you say what it is in that level, when we come to the word dating within our local level, when we're living in communities, not when God has blessed us mistakenly to have flats where we live, we don't know any other person. That big error. But when we're living in communities where we're all growing together, growing together, we know Bella. Bella knows Nanaya. So when it comes to Wamba, and this is even Bana or school as well. Oh, I know some now can. So you see, within that level, we know ourselves. We play together. Pilolo is a game. Alokoto is a game. Alasa, Chimachi. You know, Mama Nidada was what you did before. You know,
who me? No, I'm saying it for you. No, I never did that.
Okay, because you're not a form for liver. Those of us who are form for liver, there was no computer game, so we did Mama Nidada. Congratulations to us. Proper education. So, and we had a lot of sex education. So I'm saying that within that time, that is what all the dating thing comes. And but when it's going beyond it, traditionally, anytime you walk and say, this person you are getting close to, the first person that speaks is your father. Let me tell you, anybody who is really grown up and is not dying early, but can tell you, say, in an environment, when your daughter begins to see Nanaya, the mother will not be the first person to question. Okay. It is the father. And the father would never call the daughter and say, the father will go back to the mother. Adwa, when we say, Baba, no, on their branch and what their cheek, Kasapa, then your mother comes to you. And they come to Papa say. You see where it starts from. So that particular angle begins to tell you, say, Bibi Koso and yet, when you, then I only. So you begin, that's what it comes by even the traditional level. Who are you? That is why we even do knocking. Remember, knocking is not marriage. Knocking is permission to seek the hand of your daughter. Okay. So we give drink and money in smaller denomination. Number 2, knocking is not done in where the girl lives.
Where is it done?
Okay. So now the modern girls of our today lives in Trasaco. Their parents are coming from Efijasi Sechere. So they gave them transport to come and join them in Trasaco. So we knock at Trasaco. So when I marry you, there's a funeral in Efijasi Sechere. I say, okay, there we go. You see what the thing is? Yeah. But once we are going to knock, we go to where they are. Knock there and give drink and money in similar denomination. Remember, if your drink comes to us, we are waiting for the response from your mom and from your parents or your family. If they don't come and another guy comes, we have the right to take it.
Wait, if another guy comes to ask you out?
Yeah. If another person brings a drink for Bella again,
and your parents
we are investigating. So knocking means investigate behind Nanaya and see who is Nanaya for our daughter.
Exactly.
So when you investigate and you find out that, okay, we don't like something about Nanaya, do we return the drinks?
We don't return anything. You are
returning what?
Ego. Ashi.
And the money too is gone.
It's knocking drink, returning. There's nothing like Yakoji.
If you go and knock, it's
okay.
You understand? You don't take it back. So you echo ashi. But remember, once your family didn't respond to us, it tells us straight ahead, say, the only answer is yapne.
Okay.
But the only answer is then yapne. So Nanaya don't have the right to tell Bella. Your father go and tell them, they are wasting our time. It tells you that he's the type of man that when he marries you, you will lose your family. It's a sign. So that's where our dating mentality is from the traditional point of view. And that is why if you've discovered yourself, your father have told you that this family, we hate guns. This family, we hate airways. So apart from these two people, any person you can bring. And if really you've gone through your family very well, you've discovered who you are. You go for dating and the guy is good, but he's a gun. You don't wait for it to take to your family and this become a family fight.
Okay.
But immediately from that dating level, you stop the guy from coming closer because himself the qua. Yeah, you don't remove the feathers of the bed. Take your father and ask your father, Charlie, you grow, you be intelligent. We can't beg with this.
Okay, well, this is a late afternoon show on GH1 TV, and if you just tuned in, I have Nanaya here, who is a director, and your head is on fire. Eh?
No,
you'll be fine.
No, a few things that he's saying. Said, I mean, yeah.
You have your reservations about them. I'll give you time to speak on that. But Immaculata is here and Counselor, and we'll be talking much more later when we get back. Of course, we're asking what dating is and whether there's a difference between dating and courting. Counselor says you need to find yourself. And, you know, in order to find yourself, you have to undergo premarital counseling before you meet someone and decide to date the person. And so if you haven't done that yet, then it means you're not in a relationship.
That is why most people are doing a lot of, you use this, you drop, you use this, you drop. That's why the problem is. Because you don't know yourself.